नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर प्रीति सोनी, राष्ट्रीय आपदा प्रबंधन की तरफ से मैं आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ। आज हमारे बीच प्रोफेसर संतोष कुमार हैं, जो पिछले 30 साल से आपदा प्रबंधन के क्षेत्र में जुड़े हुए हैं। हम यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली का भी अभिनंदन करते हैं और मैं चाहूँगी प्रोफेसर संतोष कुमार हमें अपने विषय के बारे में और नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के बारे में कुछ शब्द कहें।
It's very interesting. Thank you, Dr. Preeti. We are here and we convey our heartfelt thanks to all the management and the students of the university. This is a very, very auspicious occasion that NIDM has come to this campus to discuss very important national issue. We can rather say that it's an international issue and which is connected to all the human beings of who are living on this earth. So we can say that it's the issue of 8 billion people. It's very heartening to note that that we are all discussing about the climate change issue. We are all discussing about its impact, and also we are discussing about its likely impact in the future. These days, what we are looking at these data and also the events when we are looking across the world which is happening, and we are finding it very, very challenging for the humanity to fight all these kind of impact or the disasters, catastrophic situations which are happening across the globe. India too is witnessing similar kind of challenges. In the recent past, if you look at that, India has faced many disaster situations, be it you can say any of the states you can talk about, whether coastal states, riverine states, or we can say that Himalayan states, which is landlocked states in the country. When we talk about disaster, then we start looking at the cause and effect analysis, how it happens, why it is happening, and how to resolve these issues. So that Honorable Prime Minister has looked at also personally in this issue very, very deeply. And while addressing that Asian Ministerial Conference and to the Asian Ministers of Disaster Management in 2016, has given this mandate that for solving such problems, it is very, very important to invite all this brains which are there in the universities. They are working on research, they are guiding young students and also young bright students who are joining universities for their higher education. So how to bring them into the mainstream of disaster risk reduction, as the disaster management is a multidisciplinary subject. So the 10-point agenda of the disaster risk reduction of Honorable Prime Minister, that bringing universities and institutions together for solving such a big issues of disaster risk and in India, and also taking it to abroad and bring more universities and global experiences of the world. So that is how in this connection NIDM, National Institute of Disaster Management, which we constituted way back in 1995 and then got as a body of statutory body in 2006, has taken initiative for establishing this call of the Honorable Prime Minister. So we have established Indian Universities and Institution Network, where we are having the membership from the central universities, state universities, private universities, and also institution of eminence like ISRO, NRSA, Indian Institute of Technologies, NITs, medical institutions, say PGI, All India Institute of Medical Science, and so on and so forth. The idea is to that mind which is there already, those minds which have to be steered, and also the benefit of those should go to straight away to the humanity. Problem could be global, but action should be at the local level. So we need to find out the local solutions, and for that we are having here as a kind of Indian University Network. We are happy to note and recognize here that University of Delhi, which is one of the premier institutions in the country, got together under this aegis kind of a network, and we are working and also discussing various issues related to disaster risk management. We are also discussing two more things. One, that how that young minds and young researchers can get into this, irrespective of which discipline they are. They might be studying economics, they might be studying commerce, they might be studying engineering, they might be studying management, but how that can help, that discipline can help in solving the problem of climate change, disaster risk reduction. So we are discussing, one is the capacity development across the country, which is at the local level, which is a huge gap. If we are talking about one panchayat, that how panchayat is resolving this issue. And there we say that how panchayat capacity could be built. So similarly at the state level, the district level, the national level, central ministries have already identified nodal ministries and the nodal officers for disaster risk management. So all are coming together to look for some solutions to the network and also to the NIDM. So with the joint efforts of NDMA, NIDM and Ministry of Home Affairs under the aegis of Prime Minister 10-point agenda, we are striving that how we can quickly reach to the point where we wish to reach. It's very difficult and very challenging with the way climate change is affecting and the way disasters are mounting in terms of its intensity and it's also in terms of frequencies. So this network, we are very much hopeful that so much of universities in the country itself, so much of institutions in the country. So, and we are saying that on an average, we say that even if say with 1,000 universities, for example, in the country, and they are having large number of students coming out every year, if they are informed, educated, and also sensitized about these issues which the humanities are suffering today and also going to suffer more tomorrow. So if their actions can help us in solving that problem at the local level and also that what is available at the global level, that would be a kind of a wonderful things. So here in the Hansraj College, Delhi University, Honorable Vice Chancellor and also other dignitaries, Professor Sharma was there, and that Professor V.S. Sarma, who is been Padma Shri and all, gave the guidance that how the way of life can be seen as a kind of a challenging in terms of reversing and transforming the whole thing. We also feel at NIDM and also University Network that every house has a risk exposure. So how every house has a capacity also built as per the exposure. So the learning should go to the individual level, household level and also to the community level and also at the individual level. That is that kind of a process which we are aiming into. Dr. Preeti.
Sir, do you want to give any message to our faculties and students through this platform?
I would just say two things. One is that we are part of the society. So we can say if India is facing such problem or the humanity is facing such problem, we have to see our own role. We cannot say that we are not part of it. Either we part of the problem or we are part of the solution. We have to see this that all young minds, youth, they have to see that if disaster is happening, catastrophe is happening, whether their life and lifestyle is actually solving the problem or actually aggravating the problem. So one message is this: we have to identify our role as part of the problem and part of the solution. And the second is for the faculty that our responsibility is to actually take this agenda forward, as this is really related to the lives of the people. If life will survive, then only economics will survive, geography will survive, philosophy will survive. If the life is not there, so how our senior faculty members can guide the youth in terms of take extra effort in actually acknowledging this is a problem and they have the solutions. So igniting minds by the faculty members in association with NIDM probably would be a kind of a collectively we can win. And that's what we say that Honorable Prime Minister's 6th agenda is that work for the humanity, and with the universities network we can solve the problem.
And do you feel that this is a new area of career option for the young generation?
Of course, this is very much, I say that like you study economics, geography, philosophy, you are also somehow bothered about this, that what employment possibilities would be. So, and on the other hand, no one gives you guarantee that you will get the employment opportunity. But disaster risk management is now everybody's challenges. So now every industries, so government is primarily a disaster management forte, which we say that the primary responsibility of the state as being that disaster management is a public good. So that one is this appointment and opportunities could be possible in the government sector. Most of the state governments are now expanding. They are focusing on disaster risk management and climate change. Government of India has given a lot of investment and also pre-allocation budget and the 15th Finance Commission, which has happened for the first time in the history of the country, that for the risk reduction, go for the ex-ante risk reduction. So that will also, that if we want to have a solution, we need people to solve those. So there is an employment opportunity to work in the pre-disaster scenario. Then the third comes with, other than government, is a civil society group, then the private sector which are working on risk modeling and other thing, catastrophe insurance and so on and so forth, financial sector. On the other hand, UN agencies, World Bank, ADB, multilateral agencies. So what we said, there is no dearth of job. Ideas to how to specialize our own skills. So that's how I feel, is there is no dearth of any challenges. And in fact, I would say that when NIDM gives the advertisement, we hardly get good professionals. So there we see the gap. So it's not that the willingness is there and we are not finding people. We are finding people and lot many. So idea is there is a position, there is availability, and also well-paid job. So market is also helping to this, and state investment is also coming on the floor. So that will have a good opportunity.
Yeah, because I think this issue has not only limited to the national problem, it has reached to the global level. So of course we require the trained people who can look after the disaster management because nobody can run away to this situation.
Right, this is a very professional area, very specialized area, and so this is very important, and so that globally the shift is there. So that shift is leading to budgetary allocation also. Somebody has looked for climate mitigation, adaptation, and also when we are saying Sendai framework, where we are talking about that disaster risk reduction, and on the other hand sustainable development, all are interlinked. So professional will find their way in all the three initiatives of the government, international government, NGOs and all. So don't worry about this. Even private sector and corporates, consultancy company, they are all looking for such kind of a professionals.
तो इस माध्यम से आप यूनिवर्सिटी और इंस्टीट्यूशन का जो नेटवर्क है NIDM का, उसके बारे में विषय में कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
जी, अब ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल है. मैं ये दो ही बात कहना चाहूँगा इसमें कि इस विषय में राष्ट्रीय आपदा प्रबंधन संस्थान ने इस नेटवर्क को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए 3 अलग अलग भागों में कार्य करने का सुनिश्चित किया है. पहला इसमें जो है हमारे करिकुलम और कैपेसिटी डेवलपमेंट, जो यूथ को आपदा प्रबंधन किस तरह से पढ़ाया जाए, विषयों में उनका किस तरह से इंटीग्रेशन हो, ये इस पे ध्यान दिया गया है. जिसमें एक प्रक्रिया अपनाई गई जिसमें हमारे नेटवर्क के बहुत सारे लोग यूनिवर्सिटी से जुड़े और एक डिज़ास्टर मैनेजमेंट के करिकुलम को बनाया. UGC से हमने उसको अप्रूव कराया और UGC ने पूरे देश में सारे यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को इसमें लागू करने की एक सुझाव दिया है और इसको भेजा है. एक स्ट्रीम ये हुआ. दूसरा स्ट्रीम है हमारे यहाँ जो कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग का, केवल करिकुलम बनाने से सब कुछ नहीं होता है. तो इसमें एक हमारे जो लेसन्स हैं उनको किस तरह से पढ़ाया जाए, उसके लिए करिकुलम के सपोर्ट में हमारे मटेरियल क्या होंगे, टीचिंग एड क्या होंगी, तो उस पे काम करना है. और हमारे जो संबंधित फैकल्टी जो इसमें जुड़ेंगे उनका भी मार्गदर्शन करना है, साथ साथ एक दूसरे के साथ मिलके. और जो तीसरा स्ट्रीम है शोध को बढ़ाना, रिसर्च को बढ़ाना. इसके लिए एक जैसे हमारे यहाँ CSIR है, ISHR है, CSSIR है, इस तरह के माध्यम जो हमारी जो रिसर्च के शोध की जो संस्थाओं जो प्रमोट करती हैं रिसर्च को, उस तरह से डिजास्टर रिस्क मैनेजमेंट के लिए भी शोध की व्यवस्था की गई है. और ये सुनर और लेटर अभी ज़रूर अनाउंस होगा. मुझे लगता है 1 और 2 महीने में ये सामने आने वाला है, जिसमें वी आर गोइंग टू सपोर्ट रिसर्च एंड रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स और PhD प्रोग्राम्स को भी हम सपोर्ट करेंगे. तो ये नए जो बच्चे हमारे इसमें जुड़ना चाहते हैं उनको इस शोध कार्यक्रम में जुड़ने के लिए उनकी स्कॉलरशिप दी जाएगी. साथ ही साथ इसका जो प्रावधान होगा कि छोटे छोटे प्रोजेक्ट्स ले सकते हैं हमारी फैकल्टी मेंबर, उस प्रोजेक्ट्स का भी प्रावधान होगा. और तीसरा जो है कि जो अच्छे PhD और अच्छे जो रिसर्च होंगे हम उनका उत्साहवर्धन के लिए भी कुछ कार्य करने जा रहे हैं. तो ये 3 स्ट्रीम से IUINDR को वर्तमान में देख रहे हैं. और जो चौथा होगा कि हम इनको इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे भी जाएं कि जो बाहर किस तरह से शोध हो रहे हैं, बाहर के क्या काम हो रहे हैं. आइडिया इज़ टू इंटीग्रेट दैट ग्लोबल लर्निंग एंड ब्रिंग इट टू द लोकल लेवल। तो इसके साथ हमारा पूरा जो जुड़ाव होगा IUINDR नेटवर्क का, इसी माध्यम से हम इसी तरह से फिर आगे बढ़ना चाहेंगे। और बीच में जो भी हमारे नेटवर्क के मेंबर्स हैं और हमारे राज्य सरकारों की जो भूमिका है और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की जो भूमिका है, उनके भी सुझाव को इसमें इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हुए फिर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे।
I think this is the first network which is working for the disaster management and disaster risk reduction.
जी जी बिल्कुल। इसके पहले हमारे देश में कोई इस तरह की नेटवर्क नहीं थी और एक ऑर्गेनाइज्ड प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पे यूनिवर्सिटी और इंस्टीट्यूशंस के लोग अपने विचारों को, अपने शोध को साझा कर सकते हैं। और आइडिया ये कि केवल साझा ये नहीं करना है, जो सॉल्यूशंस चाहिए, जैसे उदाहरण के अगर मान लिया जाए किसी भी राज्य में, गुजरात में, बिहार में, यहाँ पे कुछ तरह की कोई समस्या है आपदा को लेके, तो वहाँ की लोकल यूनिवर्सिटीज़ वहाँ की समस्या पे क्या शोध कर रहे हैं और किस तरह से उनका सुझाव दे रहे हैं, और जो राज्य सरकार उनको प्रमोट कर सकती है और उनको ले सकती हैं और उनको आगे अपने पॉलिसी में, अपने कार्यक्रमों में उनको ला सकते हैं, जिसका लाभ जो व्यक्ति जोखिम से इंटरफेस कर रहे हैं, जो जोखिम को एकदम डायरेक्टली इंटरफेस कर रहे हैं, उनको फ़ायदा होगा उनके जोखिम को कम करने में। प्रीति जी, जैसा आपने कहा कि इसमें कई माध्यम तो मैंने बताया, और ये दिस इज़ गोइंग टू लीड द ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज़ ऑलवेज सेइंग वसुधैव कुटुंबकम एंड ऑल्सो बिकम अ विश्व गुरु। तो ज्ञान से हम विश्व को एक संदेश देना चाहते हैं कि आपदा की जोखिम तो अवश्य है, क्लाइमेट चेंज जो परिवर्तन हो रहा है उसका भी इफेक्ट हो रहा है, लेकिन अपने ज्ञान से और ज्ञान को हम साझा करके इस प्रॉब्लम को, हम जो ह्यूमैनिटी का प्रॉब्लम है, सुलझा सकते हैं। तो ये माननीय प्रधानमंत्री को भी हम लोग साधुवाद देना चाहेंगे इस बहुत बड़े इनिशिएटिव के लिए जो हमें आदेशित किया और हमें इस मार्गदर्शन के लिए NIDM को चुना।
धन्यवाद सर, थैंक यू।